Oh, great morning. I wanted to put up different vehicles I've had. And as you can see, I've always been active on the go, wanting to do the van life and the over-the-road adventures, etc. Whether it was in the 73 Bug, yes, I had a 73 vintage Bug, yeah. And I was sleeping in there. You can see I had a way to cook. I had a little fridge in the back seat. I put in and made a bed. I had artwork in there. I had a bed. I had a fridge. I was cooking. And I went from Florida up to Albuquerque when they had the balloons and stuff. And I was staying in the little VW. Yeah. So that's why I tell people you can do this actually in any vehicle. Now, I have seen a guy that he did a different, I'm 5'2", so I'm able to curl up in the back of the little VW. I sleep kind of curled up anyway. So for me, that was fine. But what this guy did, he's in South America somewhere, he took out the front seat. He's got a little old VW Bug that he travels everywhere with, but he took out the front seat and then made his bed this way, and then the other side in the back, he's got it set up where he does his cooking and everything in the vehicle, so he's got it all set up as well, and is able to travel in this little VW Bug. He's pretty amazing. So that's why I say you can do it in any car. Now, I have also a Camry, and I was able to make a bed in the back, and then the trunk area is big in there, so I have all my cooking supplies, everything in there. You could do it in that Camry as well. I could have taken out maybe the front seat and make the bed this way, and the Camry would have worked just quite well as is. Yeah. Being that it's also a hybrid, you could keep that running and have the AC during the heat, or keep it running all night and have the heat during the winter, which is why I love the hybrid vehicles. So the other one that I have, you could see I had, was it Previa? Toyota. Now that one's a bit weird to take care of because to do the oil and stuff, you have to move the driver's seat. You have to move that. Everything is under it. So that one's a bit weird. But I had that one. That was my first van that I had. And I set it up very Japanese style. You'll see in there kind of like a tatami mat. It was like a tatami. I put something underneath of it that would cushion, and then I have the mat that looked like tatami, and I had a toilet in there. I had a big box that had all of my cooking supplies. Everything was in there, place for books, and I had a real nice bed. I had a futon, not a futon, but I had a queen size down blanket up there, which I had, doubled it up. So I stayed quite warm in there. I also had a heater in there, Mr. Buddy heater. So, and I was going out across Nevada, the back roads of Nevada, in the snow and stuff. And so I have some video up about that. But that was the van Casper. My little VW was Toto. Toto the VW. And then I had changed out that one. And now I have the Road Trek, which is set up like a Gypsy Vardo. I decorated it like a Gypsy Vardo because I do Turo as well. So I have it like a little gypsy van, Gypsy Vardo van. So that I have that one now, and I have also my Prius. Okay. Now, the van is good. I love the van, but the difficulty with it is it uses so much gas, and I like to be in a place like 1 day, 2 days. I'm not somebody that wants to go and find a place and stay there for 2 weeks. Now, to make it cost effective, you would have to go out and stay at a place a week, 2 weeks at a time, rather than 1 day and being on the road so quickly. But because I like to do a lot of driving and I like to be 1 day, 2 days at a place maximum, I want a vehicle that I could travel in that is cost effective, and the fact again that you can leave it running all day and all night. It uses very little gas, so you have the climate control, which when you're down here and it's in the high 90s, it's in the, triple digits, you want to be able to have AC. Now the van, even when you're plugged in, when it gets in the 90s, the AC is not working so well, okay? And then when you're in the really cold weather, if you're plugged in, it works better. Now in the van, if I'm plugged in, I also have a little external, looks like a little fireplace, which is fabulous in the winter. You have that running if you're plugged in. If you're not plugged in, it's useless. You have to have shore power for that. But if you're plugged in and you have this little thing that looks like a little fireplace going, it's wonderful. Now, when you can be out there in boondock because you do have propane, but the propane, when it kicks on and off, it gets really hot and then it gets really cold before it kicks on again. So it's kind of like your temperature is, fluctuating so much that, that's kind of a bit annoying. Just put it that way. But no, I do really love the Gypsy van as well. It's a comfortable space for the most part. But again, you get like 12 miles to the gallon, 15 miles to the gallon. Whereas with the Prius, you get 40, and then if you leave it running all night, you're getting like 35 miles to the gallon, 36. So I can, go much further for much less money, be comfortable all day and all night, and have everything that I need in there. Now I have it set up where I can cook inside the car. I see so many people that have their cooking where they pull it out and they cook outside. Well, if you've got a rainstorm, you got snowstorm, who wants to be standing outside trying to cook? So I was going, that's not going to work for me. I do not want to have to be outside trying to cook. Okay. So I have it set up and have cooking things where I can cook inside the vehicle. Okay. I do have where you can lift up the back of it, and I have that little cover thing you can put on like a tent, so you don't have any bugs coming in. You can have a good airflow and stuff. So I do have that as well. If the weather is not overly hot or overly cold, you can use that as well, which is a really good setup. And then my other one that I have had different motorcycles. You can see there the trike that I had. I did have a Harley. I didn't like it. The Harley set up too high. If you've got small hands like me, the Harley is very hard to grip and to do the changes when you're trying to change the gears and stuff. Even when they made it the lightest they could, it was still really hard for me to grip, and you just sit up too high on it. So it gets really hot. The engines on the Harley gets really hot. So the one that I had was much longer. You saw on that video, I could do it, steer it one hand. It was very deco looking, very, very comfortable. Now when I got that, I went to the, was it North or South Dakota, to the big, I said if you got a motorcycle, you have to at least go one time to Sturgis. So I did. I rode. I didn't trailer it and get up to Sturgis and then take it off like, woo, And I actually rode from Florida up to Sturgis. I've ridden, when I got it, I rode from Florida all the way up to Washington State, down the California coastline, and back up around. I made that journey a couple of times, okay? And at that time, I had my little dog, Raj, this little bitty poodle. He'd ride on the tank, in a tank bag. He loved riding. Oh, my God. He'd want to be in there at any time. So I put that tank bag on the floor, man. He'd run and jump in it and be ready to go he's so cute with his little goggles on and his little helmet. And we're out there riding, and he made that ride with me all the way from Florida up to Washington State, down the coastline and back, okay? So yeah, I've been out there, whether it's on a motorcycle, the trike, whether it's in the car from a little VW up to, a regular van, etc. Now, I did have one time that I really liked this. I had a little Dolphin Toyota motorhome. And I really, really did like that. The only trouble with that was the engine is so small going up the hills. It was a challenge. But I really liked the way it was set up. It was quite comfortable. So through the years, I've had a number of different vehicles because I've always been somebody that loves to travel. I want to see new scenery. I really enjoy that. So anyway, I just wanted to share on here on my Prius Glamping channel some of the vehicles that I've owned, okay? And like I said, I still do have my Gypsy Vardo van. I still have that one, and I have the Prius. So I have two different ways that I can travel. The Prius is for more long extended things. When I want to do a lot of over-the-road stuff and the weather's inclement and I want to be able to have continuous climate control. Also for the puppies. Now, when I'm traveling and I'm in the van, if I go in to shop, I've got to go to the store, I would run the generator so that I could have the AC and things running in there for the puppies, okay, to make sure that they stay cool enough. But yeah, the generator, that's loud and stuff, but I always make sure that my puppies, my pets and stuff, that they're going to be comfortable, okay? That's a big thing with me because it doesn't take too long when you're in these high 90s and stuff for it just to be so hot in the vehicle. So I make sure that I have that. So whether I'm in the van or I'm in the car, I make sure that it's able to be running and that they have AC and they are comfortable. Okay, so on that note, I'll leave that here and we'll see you online and hopefully, hope against hope, that I can get out after next week. I know I'm stuck here for next week for sure because I do have those other appointments that I can't get out of. And I put them off for way too long, so I am going to have to do that. But then after that, I'm going to tell them, look, we've got to figure out something because I've been out of commission now for months and I want to get out on the road. Bottom line. So on that note, we'll see you online. Thanks for tuning in.